Sunshine Value Farm family, welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for being part of the family and also loving Value Farm. Well, we are back at the farm. As you can see, it is a beautiful day. We love it here. And of course, I also have my co-director on standby, who is going to say hello to you guys and also introduce himself a little bit.
Well, hello everybody. My name is co-director Grafton, and I'm so happy to be here. Today we're really shining because it is so hot.
January is here.
And I'm not complaining because the rainy season was a bit too much. So welcome back to another episode, obviously.
And Happy New Year.
And of course, Happy New Year. We're standing in the exercising yard for the new structure. And there's a reason we did this. As you can see, these happy ladies behind us are enjoying the sun. And in the background, the house is actually being swept and being cleaned. So you never want to just keep your goats cooped up all day long. Yes, even with zero grazing, you still need to have a very open, a very airy space for the actual goats to be able to get out, get some sun, also get some fresh air, obviously. And I'm just very glad we actually decided to make the migration to this side.
Yeah.
And as the other house is also being cleaned.
It's just amazing how we've transitioned, how we separated our goats from the old one, and how we are doing things better this other side. And of course, we are not mixing these goats here together with the males and the females. So the females are in here, then the males are in a different paddock. So we have another exercising yard for the males, which is really very far, by the way. And we also have different people who had the males and different people who had these females right here. And of course, we also have the South African ones that are here. The beauty about the South African goats is when these ones are let out, the other ones just remain in here, which is okay. And they're really used to that. It is amazing how they are used. They don't even care, they don't even run outside. They know when their feeds are brought here. They know what they're supposed to eat. It is just, a process, how you train the goats and how everything is really done here.
The amazing thing about goats, they're very territorial. They naturally know exactly. So if we move into the new house like we did to this one,
yes,
the ones that typically sleep together in the same section of the pen, they will automatically find the same place,
same spot
to live into the new house, right? And of course, if another goat who's not supposed to be in that part of the house come into that pen, they will be held to pay. So this is all about comfort. This is just a matter of making sure that we can definitely clean the house like we're supposed to.
Yeah,
making sure that we get all the excess droppings out, and make sure that at least once a week we actually spray everything down with a strong disinfectant. But overall, they hang out here, they relax, and of course around like 10:30 or so, when the dew is completely gone from the ground, that's when they're gonna go out and graze until their heart's content. So
yeah, and even more when they're in here, we still give them some grass.
Supplements
to eat, some grass, elephant grass, other grasses that we plant at the farm, and also give them water. So they just don't, sleep around and just be very hungry. So you need to always give them some food before they go to the fields to browse. So the other exercising yard is the other side. Of course, we are still clearing it. We have more space that other side. So for people who are always asking, like, how should I really start my goat farm, but I have little space, zero grazing is an option. We also have that video that we've already done before about zero grazing, how you can utilize the small space, maybe even 2 acres, 3 acres, you can definitely utilize it as well.
Well, the way we do it here, in order to make it a little easier, especially for the herdsmen, because we do have more than just goats here, and to make it somewhat more manageable, this is the exercising yard where they actually hang out. But we also have other paddocks that we practice rotational grazing. So as you guys will see, some of the staff were actually clearing those sections. Once we finish sectioning off those sections, we're actually gonna plant different grass in different paddocks so that we can actually rotate. At least every 2 days, we'll go from paddock 1 to paddock 2. We'll actually have at least 6 paddocks for them to rotate in between. So that way we can keep them from getting those internal parasites, because we're not gonna allow them enough time in one paddock to eat too low to the ground. right? But so by rotating every day or every other day, you know, the grass will always be at a certain level. And of course, they'll never have to go too deep to the ground. If your goats are getting to the point where they look like they're eating at a carpet level length of grass, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay for your sheep to some degree, but not okay for
the
goats,
goats.
right? So these other paddocks will be ready, I would say, within the next couple of weeks. But in terms of the grass, I would say we'll give it at least like a month and a half to 2 months to at least get the grass growing to a certain level. And then we're gonna start with those rotations. But when we do that, we'll definitely bring you guys along with us.
So guys, of course, we also have our social media platforms. Some people really raise questions on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. And of course, some of these videos, we have to come and answer your questions as well. And the most common questions you ask is about what we feed our goats with. We've done the videos where we've taken you around, where we've done the tour and showed you the grasses that we've planted at the farm for the goats. Not only for the goats, but for all the animals that we have at the farm. And especially for the goats, we have the alfalfa that we've planted that has been a lifesaver for us. We have the brocaria grass, thanks to Fred Farming in Africa, who brought us some seeds. We planted them. That has been really very good for our goats. They really love it so much. Then we also had the sunham. They loved it. They have the lab, oh my God. The goats, especially the South African goats, really love the lab. And even others that you'll definitely see in the video. I'll give you guys a B-roll and also maybe link the video so that you guys can be able to see that.
So guys, we have Penacum here, lab as you mentioned, also the elephant grass. But you also have to keep in mind, goats don't just eat grass, okay?
Exactly.
They like to browse, they like to eat the shrubs. So in addition to the type of grass that we feed them, we also actually let them, because they're free range, they actually go out and they eat some of the additional shrubs. But we also sometimes bring in the shrubs to them as well.
To them here.
You know, whether it's mango or whatever it is that we have at the farm. But the herdsmen that are here, they understand how to supplement the grass with the additional shrubs that we bring in, especially when it's raining, when we can't let them loose to go free range, right? But another thing that we wanted to actually cover, speaking of which, some shrubs are being brought
in the paddock.
Speaking of which, when it comes to goats, right, guys, you know, like, I'm gonna make this analogy, some of you will definitely understand. If you live in America, right, for some reason, most criminals will not steal a BMW or Mercedes-Benz. Obviously, for security, systems are different. But then the cars they usually go after are like Nissan Maximas, Hondas, for whatever the reason. Well, your animals are the same.
Exactly.
To some degree, if you're keeping, let's say, cows, you know, some people are just obsessed with stealing cows. But the number one stolen animal that they like to come after are goats.
The goats.
So if you're in an area, especially if you're close to the town center and you have goats and everybody know that you're the person with the best goats in town, you have to take real measures to secure your animals, because a lot of folks, if they know you don't have adequate security, whether you have CCTV cameras, armed security or otherwise, they will definitely come for your goats. And don't think you could just be around and you're gonna hear them coming, because especially in the village where we're located here, when these guys come for your cattle, they literally will butcher your cattle next door to your farm and leave you with just the skin or the hide and just the horns and the innards. It's not funny,
It's not funny,
but that's what they do. And it's the same thing with your goats, you know, especially around the holiday season. So what we do here at Value Farm, we do have full-time security, but around the holidays, we actually double up.
Double that security.
Whereas we usually have at least 3 guards. Sometimes we go up to 4, sometimes we go up to 5, because we know this is the active season for the thieves. And they come from very far, some are near, you never know, but they come for you. And the stories that we hear from our neighbors who are unfortunately are not able to hire added security. You know, we had one gentleman that had over 50 goats, and within a matter of 2 days, he was down to his last 10. And so these are very common occurrences. And of course, if you have chicken, that's a whole nother story.
That is another story. Exactly, they just disappear. But I think this is really so common. I don't know, you guys should also let us know in the comments down below. Is it the same to you in wherever you're watching this video from? Like, do people just come and intrude your property and steal these things? How common is it? We want also to hear from you because, you know, this is what is happening here and it is common in the villages. And of course, for the security still, what I would really advise all farmers before you start your farm is to fence your area. At least that is something that you can start with. At least fence your perimeters, make sure at least someone cannot easily just come to the goats. At least there's something, some barrier for them not to come easily to steal. So fencing is really very key before even you stock your animals at the farm.
And you know something, in one of a few videos back, we illustrated that matuba tree that we use here.
Yes.
You can definitely fence on a budget.
On budget,
you know,
yeah.
Now some of us have a bit more liquid capital than others, and that's okay. But if you don't have a lot of money, you can definitely get some matuba trees and you can plant them. You get the limbs, they don't have to be fancy. And within a matter of, I would say, weeks, they'll start to grow, and each of those stumps will end up turning into miniature trees. That's like the best natural barrier. So what we want to do, we want to do like a 3-layer fence naturally ourselves. So even though we actually have eucalyptus stumps that we use here, we also use some of the matuba materials in here as well. But in time, what we'll do, we'll definitely plant bamboo. We'll plant the loconi, which is like another local plant that
for
we have
fencing.
here for fencing. And in time, you'll have a natural fence. But nothing beats you being on the ground and being vigilant and having staff that actually care about taking care of your animals. Because believe me, you know, if you don't have that, then even your fences will not keep your animals safe. Because at times, the thieves that will be coordinating with people in the village are the folks that actually work for you.
That is
so that's why you always need to have security, at least CCTV cameras, so you can keep an eye on what's happening at your farm, especially when you're not there.
Exactly, and also the staff should be really very vigilant about these things because they're the ones who know, like around the farm, if you're not around, they're the ones who move around, so they have to be very vigilant as well because security starts with the people who are staying at the farm, of course. Then also another question most people were really raising was about the cost of these goats. Was like, oh my God, your goats are really looking nice, your goats, you have different breeds, but what is the cost? How can I get one? You know, the prices really differ according to the breeds, according to the age of the animal as well, and also the pedigree. So you need to really know that. So in case you're going to buy the goat, in case you're going to buy from us, of course, when we start selling, we shall definitely gauge the price accordingly, according to the age, according to the breed, and also the pedigree of the goat. So
for example, if you're just getting like a Movende goat, back in the day when we first started, we sound like we're aging ourselves now. Back in the day when we first started, you were able to find a really nice Movende goat for anywhere between $250 to $300. Well, now a good Movende starts at $350 or above. In fact, if you get a fully grown Movende, you can even start at $400. $400,000. So to be on the safe side, you know, the goats can average if they're just local crosses or enhanced crosses. What does that mean? That's a Movende that's been actually enhanced with either a Boa, Savannah, or Kalahari Red. Those goats can easily range from, if it's a first-time cross, anywhere between like $400 up to like $450. And if you have something that actually is like 75%, those can easily be from $500,000 or up. But as you get closer and closer to purity, of course, the prices keep going up, right? So you can say to be safe, to be general, between, I would say, $350, and based on the level of purity, especially if you're looking to get like pure goats, those can go as high as $3.5 million or higher. But in terms of you just looking for crosses, anywhere between like $350, $375, until like $500, $600, $700, somewhere in between there. Yeah. Depending on the age as well. Age, of course. Exactly. This is it for this video, guys. We really appreciate you guys. In case you have any comments, any suggestions, any thoughts, please leave them down below so that we can also hear from you guys. In case you want to add on something to this video, please feel free to add your comments down below because we also want to hear from you guys and also hear from you, fellow farmers out there. Speaking of fellow farmers, guys, I know the last few videos ago we told you guys the year was coming to an end. We were starting the new year, right? There's always going to be an excuse. Like I remember as a young lad, way back in the day, my dad used to always tell me, in life, son, you're never going to be ready to be a father, right? excuse me, it's the same thing with farming. You're never gonna be ready to actually do this. The stars will never align perfectly. There's no such thing as perfection. The time for you to guys get started, we've been telling you this, even coming into like year 2. You should have started 6 months ago. But now the new year is here. You can't keep using the fact that you don't have big land as an excuse. You can't keep using the fact that, oh my God, my land is in the village as an excuse. Because guess what? We live in Kampala, our farm is in the village. So where there's a will, there's a way. Best thing you can do, you get started, because I keep telling you guys this. The longer you wait, the more expensive it's gonna be for you to get in. So some of you might just be wanting to, let me save. You might have your sort of capital now. It might be 3 million or 2 million, but you wanna wait till you get to 30 million. Guess what? The longer you wait to stack up that money, the more it's going to end up costing you. So we urge you guys to get in. You can always reach out to us for questions that are deeper than what we put on YouTube. You can always book consultations. We're here to help, whether it's us, whether it's somebody else. Get educated and get in the fray.
Wow, that is the way to start. At least thank you so much. You've answered one of the questions. But guys, we really appreciate you guys so much. Please do not forget to go and check out our social media platforms. Instagram is Value Farm UG, then Facebook Value Farm, TikTok Value Farm. Please go check the behind the scenes, what we are doing here, what you don't see on YouTube, because we also share our behind the scenes that side. But really appreciate you guys so much. Please subscribe, share, and also like the video. Till next time, bye.